Okay, so if you're trying to sell uh, rural land, maybe some farm property, or really any kind of larger acreage that's not just a simple suburban lot, you probably already know the feeling.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
Yeah.
You list it, and then you just sort of wait. It's this endless kind of passive agony, just hoping that, the perfect buyer magically appears.
Right. And that passive approach, that's exactly what the sources we looked at are trying to help you avoid. Today, we're really diving deep into expert advice specifically for selling farm and recreational properties.
Mhm.
Our goal here, basically, is to give you practical, actionable stuff you can actually use. How to transform your property from something that's just, well, sitting there waiting
Yeah, wait, yeah.
into what buyers see as the right property, something that pulls in a wider, more motivated group of buyers. And that means, hopefully, a timely sale for the best possible price.
And what I found really interesting is how the experts we analyzed, they consistently break success down into these like 3 core pillars. It seems pretty predictable, actually.
It really is.
First, you've got to do rigorous research up front. Second, honest, really accurate pricing, the kind the banks will actually accept. And finally, creative, effective marketing that targets the right kind of buyers.
Yeah, that combination, it's pretty much non-negotiable for selling rural land. You skip one of those pillars.
And you're stuck.
Exactly. That's what often decides whether you close relatively quickly or you end up spending, say, 6 months just bleeding money on carrying costs, watching that listing get stale.
Okay, let's unpack that. Let's dive right into the first critical step then. Understanding the playing field.
Yeah.
The sources are really clear. Landowners absolutely must do your research. And they mean way more than just a quick look at Zillow comps, right?
Oh, absolutely. Way more. I mean, looking at recent sales and purchases right there in your immediate area, that's essential, definitely. But that really only gives you a baseline for price and maybe the potential time frame.
Right, like the example you mentioned, if similar places nearby took 6 months to sell.
Then you need to accept that waiting 6 months is a very real possibility for you, too. Even if good marketing might speed things up, the research sets those realistic expectations.
Okay, but the sources suggest the really successful sellers, they go deeper than just price and timeline. What other kind of hard data points should people be digging up in their research?
Well, we're talking about things that directly impact how a buyer can actually use the land and what its value truly is. Stuff an aerial photo just won't tell you.
Like legal stuff.
Exactly. First, you absolutely have to verify the critical legal details. Zoning restrictions, any easements, where the utility access points actually are, and the precise status of mineral and water rights. That stuff is huge.
Okay.
Second, and this is key, you need to investigate the buyer profile from recent local sales. Who bought that last parcel? Was it a developer planning houses, a timber company, or maybe a recreational hunting group?
Ah.